This is a bad idea. I'm good at killing people, and you somehow keep attracting people in need of killing. What I've done for you still seems less than what you've done for me. It's what I would do. Lorco is a dangerous foe because he knows exactly when to lie and when to tell the truth. He will tell the Senate that we have murdered his entire Praetorian Guard. You know that's not a lie. I've seen no evidence to suggest the man has one. Last time I saw Lurko, he was angry, but he was not in a panic. There's another trick up his sleeve. I'm certain of it. There is always a way. The years I've spent with you taught me that over and over again. People will still be able to oppose you. And this time you'll have to kill a lot of people, not just those who deserve it. I wouldn't count on that. The world is full of foolish people.
Tell me, why do we not just march whole legion into Rome and push Lurko off throne? It has special chair for man in charge, does it not? Call it what you will. I am not bloodthirsty. I hope you know this by now. But when it is necessary to fight, you must fight. Rome is not as I had hoped, before I saw it with my own eyes. There is so much squalor and suffering. In Wild, it is possible for man to have dignity, even in poverty. In city, this is not so. Change is nothing to be feared. Sometimes it brings improvement, sometimes destruction. But status quo is so destructive already. Anyway, I don't think I will stay here after we are done. It's time for me to face my past and move on.
We should move. Ask yourself, what is my enemy doing right now? He who is on the offensive always has the advantage. To prepare for a defense, you must start defending early. I am not wrong. Then we shall suffer, but it will not be due to your actions. I am no simple service. We chose to follow you, whether we like it or not. A man carves his own destiny. If I shall suffer as a result, so be it. I am a free man. I do not follow. Our paths simply aligned. That is why I was there. I am here now, am I not? I am not in your place, and for that I am happy. You are not my enemy. Lurko is. If I was Lurko, I would try to kill you now. He has everything to lose if he does not.
Domine? Your frustration is natural, but I think the personal stakes involved cloud your mind. Surely you have solved more difficult riddles in your life. Know that we have done all we can. It is time to cast the die and see how it lands. That's a valid plan. Lurko will surely not expect it, and I believe therefore he will be ill-prepared to counter such actions. However, it would also imply a lack of trust in the very institutions we are trying to protect. Furthermore, it will involve a great deal of combat, and quite likely our death. I believe this is exactly what Vitellius Lurko would say. I have lived a full and bountiful life. This old man has witnessed so many things. I've found everything I've been looking for. Death is not to be feared. Young man, I've been taking care of your family since long before you were born. Now focus on the task ahead and make sure they never need me again. If you think I've been following you because I'm your Zeus, you're still a child in mine. I've been free for a long time now.
We are at the end now. It's been a pleasure, genuinely. You always stood by my side, even if it was against your own interests. I will never forget that. I think we have enough evidence to get that bastard exiled forever. We will stride into the Pomerium as civilians once more, with pride in our eyes. That is not an option. We'll need to make sure everyone understands what happened. We cannot count on the facts to speak for themselves. What do you mean? Walk into Rome with swords in our hands? That would make us look like villains. Indeed. That whole mess with Lucia taught me that. So then the question is what you prefer. The truth or what's written?
Shall we store your weapons at the villa, as usual? What do you mean? You can't enter Rome with your legion?
No one will expect it, so we would certainly have the upper hand.
At what cost? By doing this you would declare your mistrust in the Senate. How is this any different than what Vitellius Lurco is doing? Actions make you evil. It is not an inherent quality. It took me a long time to learn that. If you do this, don't expect me to follow you. Being virtuous is easy when moral actions benefit you. Everyone's good and kind when it's convenient. What reveals one's character is what you do when it's not convenient. Cross the Rubicon this way, and I can no longer stand by your side. That is unfortunate.
It seems you have reached a decision. I was worried you might say that.
A pity I placed my trust in you. What a disappointment you turned out to be.
Silence! You are behaving like chickens in a basket. Remember who you are. You are weak tricks, undefeated. We will win.
The men are unsure, Legate. Especially now that Aquilinus left us. Many are having second thoughts.
No one will come after you. But know you will die as cowards.
We must be quick and deadly. The Legion must move in and take control of the city. I think he made his reasons abundantly clear. Maybe. But what if you can't? I understand the choice you have made. I get the idea of temporarily sowing chaos to instill order in the long term. It's a price we have to pay. But don't let Kaizo's life be a part of that payment. We've all been through too much together.
Disbanded, as Wictrix was meant to be. What we've done breaks with old tradition.
He's not the only problem. We'll need to control public opinion. Eliminating the dictator will not be enough. We must take care of the Pontifex Maximus as well. As the religious leader of Rome, he has the power to mobilize people against us.
I think he's not your biggest fan. You know he's held a grudge since the Asia campaign.
Keep in mind Cotta is an optimist. What we've done goes against everything he believes in.
Everyone believes in one god or another. Point is, people listen to him. Only him and the Vestal Virgins are allowed to enter the inner sanctum. But old traditions didn't stop us from bringing Wheatrix across the Rubicon, so...
We can be very convincing.
It's a good plan. Once Cotta is out of the way, there is no need to worry about the opposition he might drum up against us.
Once we're ready, we'll need to secure the Senate with overwhelming force and neutralize Vitellius Lurco. Agreed. This will never be over as long as he is at large.
It is very likely that the Senate will be full of senators. Vitellius Lurco might use them to shield himself. Keep in mind, we may also encounter ordinary citizens trying to protect the Senate against our assault.
Perception is crucial. They will not see him hiding behind them. They will only see us cutting them down.
I believe there's not much else to discuss. The longer we wait, the more we risk failure.
I expect nothing but surprises.
You don't enter the arena expecting to lose. We will win, as always.
I believe there's only one way to find out.
The risk is great. But if we win, to rule all of Rome, that would make it all worthwhile.
As you command.
I should have expected this, you arrogant bastard of a fallen family. You take me for a turncoat? That I will betray Rome just to save my own skin? A bold appeal for someone in your current position. But you are right. Vitellius Lurco is a murderer, a schemer, and a masterful manipulator, and we made him dictator. Very well. I will act as if this conversation never happened. Do what you must. I will neither aid nor hinder you. How I shall align myself will depend on your actions.
With the Pontifex Maximus out of the picture, our legion has been able to enter the Pomerium. Weaktrix now controls all roads leading into and out of Rome. That's troubling news. I'll put the word out among our Centuriones and gather more information about this. If Ferrata is mustering, we'll have a big problem on our hands.
Wise words, Domine. The city is still not under our complete control. As the current consul, Lurco remains a formidable threat. Our actions have forced even those who hated him before to take his side.
There are many important men now trapped in this city, with good reason to move against us. Politically, or even militarily. Let's hear some names. He's a shifty one. There's no knowing where he might be.
I'm told he hides in the Campus Martius. Perhaps we can pay a visit and rid ourselves of him for good.
It seems like Gowinus would prefer to be on the winning side. That we can use to our advantage. He commands no less than 4 legions in Hispania. If he somehow finds a way to bring word to them...
We need to take him out.
Or win him over.
If possible. Are you kidding? There's no way Cato will support you after what we've done.
Then we must take them out as well.
Let us not rule out any alternatives to violence just yet. Given a compelling argument, we may sway the senators to join our side.
We don't have much time. We'll have to split up.
You are needed here, Legate. Our true quarry awaits us at the Senate. We have preparations to make.
We should think carefully about who we send where. We may yet be able to solve this situation without bloodshed.
I can do that, yes.
I have been looking forward to ending him.
I should hope so. I have come to know them both quite well over the years.
I have a feeling the end will be messy. We will need all the help we can get. We control the peripheries of the city, but the inner districts are still putting up stiff resistance. Clearing a path to the Senate may prove very difficult. Valete, may Fortuna be on your side.
How did you get past the guards? I had archers and lookouts everywhere. Why are we talking? You're here to kill me, aren't you? Somehow I find it difficult to believe. But go ahead then. Ask your questions. He doesn't. That's why I was never instrumental to his plans. His loss, if you ask me. I prefer working alone. Felix was always better at handling people. My current contract is quite lucrative. However, I'd be willing to change my mind for, let's say, 10,000 denarii, though I doubt you can afford it. Surprising. You've secured yourself a new ally, then.
Salware, Cineros. What a pleasant surprise. I expected your Dominus to send an assassin.
I would disagree. If the virtuous represent an obstacle to those of lesser virtue, surely it must be clear that the less virtuous would benefit from the death of my dear friend Cato.
Are you trying to get me killed?
I'm merely stating the obvious, leaving no room for a nasty surprise. Old Cineros here might be a healer, but those who deliver health also have the ability to withhold it.
Very well. I am intrigued. Make your case. Such a circumstance is hypothetical. My principles define me as a citizen. In the unlikely scenario that I have to break those principles, then I guess I'd be a broken man. At that point, the Cato you know dies, and a new Cato is born. One that I'd not be fond of.
However, you must accept that opinions and ideas change over time. By that definition, we die and are reborn regularly.
Loyalty is a virtue, but loyalty to a dishonest person may be the same as being dishonest, or worse. You mean to say that ends justify the means? That could only be true if you consider actions in isolation. Each wrong action can lead to unexpected harm no matter what end your goal is. A curious stance, proposing one must be able to recognize lesser and greater wrongs. Very few people can claim to be enlightened. But I guess your Dominus is an enlightened person. He must have been forced to take the actions he did. Very well, I shall support him.
Well, that is a great relief. I will stand by Cato's decision as well, of course. If there is any doubt left in your mind, my friend, remember, as long as we are alive, we can work hard on the Senate floor to defend and preserve the Republic.
Halt!
What is the meaning of this? Who are you? worthy of killing me.
The hour of reckoning is at hand. A grim task awaits us.
It's time to formally declare martial law. Not every citizen will take kindly to that, I know I wouldn't. So let's make sure we control the market when the news is read. Unlikely. Formulating a plan takes time, a resource we have so far denied them.
Many of the senators who still oppose us employ gladiators for their own protection, and other less moral purposes. Of course, they all have their own lictors as well.
Depends on how fearful they are. The more cautious among them will hold their people back, to defend their own villas or to fortify the Senate.
There's more. We've received reports that individual men from Legio Ferrata have taken up arms against us. We believe they have retrieved their equipment from the Gallic War.
All of Ferrata would be no match for a single cohort of weak tricks. A few scattered legionari will pose no threat.
It's not just about the legionari themselves, Bestia. They might rally the citizens against us.
Our legion and theirs did not exactly get along. But still, our people will not be happy to fight Roman legionari.
Let's just say not everyone was swayed by our arguments.
It's a revolution. As I understand, these things rarely happen without some bloodshed.
Only those few who have taken up arms for Lurko of their own initiative. Unlike Legio Weaktrix, they were disbanded as per tradition. It would be very difficult for Lurko to quickly muster his forces.
I would really think thrice before underestimating that man, Rime.
To the best of our ability. We're trying. But to be honest, Legio Weaktrix is not used to this kind of combat. The Forum Romanum and the rest of the Capitolium is still contested.
A declaration of martial law is just so many words. It means nothing unless we speak from the very heart of Rome. We need to be at the Senate.
The consul is holed up at the Senate with his remaining supporters. It may be the most heavily defended building in the world at this point. But you're right, Surway. That's where we must go.
Easier said than done. Sure. Lurko fortified himself at the Senate, and what awaits us is probably the toughest fight we have ever seen. But that's no reason not to be cheerful about it.
The Forum is heavily fortified indeed. Our Legionari are trying to keep the Capitolium secure, but the consul called upon the citizens of Rome.
They are eager to defend their republic, with their lives, if necessary.
With all due respect, I do not think they're in the mood for a detailed political discussion. In their eyes, we're nothing but bandits now. We must make our declaration of martial law near the Senate.
Even the few stragglers who took up arms again on their own initiative could scuttle our plans. But since we control the access routes, we can funnel them to a specific position.
Where a dedicated group of defenders can shut the trap and kill them all. A sound plan. If we can spare another group for the protection of the newsreader.
The most difficult task will be the main assault. You must fight your way through all their defenses to reach the Senate. Today, we will fight to the death. Tomorrow, they will sing about us. All right. Time is of the essence. No more talk. You have all heard the legatus. Prepare for the final push.